Tommy Presley. I'm a retired armor officer out of the United States Army. I currently own Performance Engineering, where we specialize in electronic controls for performance automotive applications. It's something I've been interested in my entire life. I actually started working on cars, I guess, about 12 or 13 years old. Um, and at that time, it was a car stereo thing was the big thing. So that's what got me into the electrical engineering side. Um, so ever since then, I've been into cars, and I took a little break from what I call my hobby of electrical engineering and served my country because of some things that were going on with the wars and everything. But as that tapered off, I retired, and here I am owning an engineering business. I think I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur since I was in high school. I always had kind of big dreams, a big dreamer. So I've always wanted to work for myself and explore my own ideas and do things kind of how I saw the world. And so I had a business actually before I went active duty in the car stereo business, but as I developed and as I grew, I got more interested in doing control systems. They were a little more challenging for me. So that's what I started doing. And then when I retired from the Army, it gave me a chance at that point to start a business and not have to really worry about income so much. So that was kind of the hard point of where I started, was when I retired from the Army. I saw it as my chance to do my hobby for a living at that point. I'm a big fan of having several mentors. That's one thing they teach a lot in the Army is it's really how you get promoted. I mean, you kind of follow the guys that are doing well, or you think you're doing well. If you believe what they believe, they kind of support you. You support them, and you move up together. Transitioning from a military person to a civilian and the IM program at UAB really did that for me. Um, I could kind of correlate what I knew from the military into the new terms and the new business plans and things that I learned in IM. And that really, for me, is the biggest thing I've done in the last 5 or 6 years at least, was take that IM program and help that transition there. I would say that the biggest obstacle was saying no to a customer. And what I mean by that is, when I first started, I thought every car that needed to be worked on was a customer of mine. And I later found out that that's not necessarily true. And I had to shape the business so that I attract the kind of customers I want to do the type of business I want to do. It's almost like the mentor-mentee thing I just talked about. It's like you have to be on the same page for what needs to be done to the car, especially in this day and age with Google and everything. You can just search, so and so said this, and you're doing this. If you're on the same page with the customer, things are going to be a lot more successful. So I started shaping the business to where, I attracted the kind of people that I wanted to work with and do the kind of cars I wanted to work on. So that was my biggest thing: saying no, weeding those people out. And I actually thought I would lose a lot of revenue by doing that, but it increased 100-fold, and I do less work. So it's making me happier. The customer's happier because they're getting what they want, and I'm getting what I want. So it's because let's say, for example, somebody wants a $200 job, and I say it's going to take $800, and I'm going to do it a lot more thoroughly. Well, the customer's not going to be really happy paying $800 if all he wants is a few tweaks here and there. And I'm not going to be happy doing the $200 because I'm going to see all this stuff wrong with the rest of the, calibration and so neither one of us are going to be on the same page, and it's going to be a bad deal. Freedom for me is being financially stable. That's probably number one. I think it's pretty tough to do anything without being somewhat stable financially. Two, from a business standpoint, I need to be able to allow my creative side to do what it needs to do, to keep new products out, to think about what's next, to look down the road and try to anticipate events. So what that means, I've got to staff the business so that I'm not necessarily tied into everyday events or everyday activities, where I can pull myself out and go to a conference or go see mentors or just sit in the lab and think about the next step or where the business needs to go. So that's freedom for me, just being able to take the business to the next level without being stuck in the minutia of the day-to-day work. I felt like IEM was the closest knowledge I could get to something that's really happening today. In other words, I looked at getting an MBA, another engineering degree, or the IEM, and I think the MBA is a little more theoretical type of work and book applications and things like that. The IEM program is real world. How can I make a change today? And they certainly did that. I mean, every class, if you didn't feel like you could go to work Monday morning and change something, you weren't paying attention. I mean, you can use Monday what you learn on Saturday, and that's incredible. So that's why I chose it. It seems like they pick the right people to take the course, so you're around other people that feel that way as well. Somebody who I think the whole class is full of people who want to be proactive and want to be something in life, and I take that for what it is, but they want to succeed. They want to be above the norm, and like I said, I learned in the Army a lot of things you learn from other people rather than in a book. So by being around 20 of the other guys that are motivated and feel the same way I do, I can learn from their experience just as much as I can learn from a book. That's very valuable. I would say decide the specifics of what you want to do from the start. So tailor your business plan down to a couple of things that you really want to be good at and succeed in. And then I would say shape your finances around those few things. You want to be efficient when you start out. I think that's the kind of the make or break point between being successful and not being successful as an early business. It's being efficient and using your money to the best of your ability, to the wisest, make the wisest choice with it. So narrow down to a couple of things that you need in the center of your business and grow from there. Just like I mentioned about knowing what customers I want to attract. So if I know that, I can go in and set up what products I need to have, what advertising I need to have, what kind of staff I need to have to support those few items. And the finances is a big part of it too, because I think like 60 to 80% of new businesses fail because of undercapitalization. So it's very important that you use your money wisely at the beginning, especially. Well, I do see the one thing as far as what I was looking for from IEM. I think we touched on it a little bit, and then you wanted to know if IEM delivered, and I would say IEM has exceeded my expectations they tailor the program for the people in the program. So whatever level that you want to go to, they will take you there. All it needs is just, hey, you know, talk to the instructor and say, I want to learn this or that. I mean, they have a curriculum obviously, but they will go as fast or as slow as you need to, and they will take you to whatever level you want to go to. So if you walk out of the IEM program disappointed, it's your own fault, because they will do it for you. I mean, they will teach you whatever you need to know, and it's, like I said, it's the greatest thing I've done in the last 5 years. I mean, it's money well spent.